You probably heard about the news of Anthropic, the giant AI company joining the Blender Development Fund, and this took a lot of people by surprise and actually caused a storm in the Blender community just because it is an AI company. This even pushed Francesco Cidi, the CEO of the Blender Foundation, to intervene and clear things out. So let's talk about it and see what this is all about. Before we continue, I want to let you guys know that SuperHive is having right now its spring sale with a 25% discount on thousands of products. So if you have some add-ons or assets in mind that you haven't picked up yet, right now is the best time to do so. And if you don't know where to start, I have great suggestions down in the description. First of all, yes, it is official. Anthropic joined the Blender Development Fund after paying $240,000. And a lot of fear comes from what Blender has always represented in the 3D world. As you know, Blender wasn't built by a giant corporation trying to maximize profit. It grew because artists, hobbyists, indie developers, and open source contributors believed this idea of tools made for creators first. So when a major AI company like Anthropic joins the Blender Development Fund, some people immediately start wondering if that identity could slowly change over time. Not necessarily overnight, but little by little, where decisions, priorities, and new features start leaning toward AI automation instead of directly helping artists create manually, which is what Blender is all about. Personally, I don't think one company has that much influence on the direction of Blender after donating just a fraction of the total development fund. The problem, I think, if this becomes a trend, I mean, more AI companies join the Blender Development Fund to serve a certain purpose in mind. At that point, I'm afraid there might be actually a real influence on Blender development, which in turn they might bend the knee. But so far, there are strong indications that they are not willing to go that far, at least for now. What makes the debate even more serious is that many artists already feel anxious about AI. I mean in creative industries. Some fear losing their jobs, others hate the idea of AI slop, and many simply don't want creative software turning into prompt-based systems, where human skill matters less. So even if Blender says the funding is just supporting core development, people actually still see symbolism in it. To many, Blender isn't just another software. It is one of the last big artist-driven open source projects that feels independent from the massive software companies and the AI race, because honestly, everyone is implementing AI into their software, from Adobe, Autodesk, and other 3D and design companies out there. And I believe a big part of this debate is how people feel about it, not necessarily what is taking place, I mean on the ground, because Blender has always felt different from most creative software. It grew through support of artists, indie developers, and open source contributors, as I said, rather than being controlled by companies. So when an AI company like Anthropic joins the Blender Development Fund, some users start immediately asking themselves whether Blender could slowly lose that identity of made by artists for artists over time. And I want to emphasize on slowly and over time because even if the funding is meant to help development, people worry that corporate AI interests could eventually influence priorities in addition to features or the overall direction of the software. But again, as I said before, there is no chance this will happen unless more AI companies join the Blender Development Fund or Anthropic themselves dump millions of dollars or even tens of millions on the Blender Foundation. In that case, who knows? And what really made people start connecting the dots was the fact that Anthropic's interest reportedly centered around Blender's Python API. And if you know Blender, that's a huge deal, because the Python API is basically the layer that lets scripts, add-ons, and external tools control the software. It can create projects, modify scenes, generate materials, automate rendering, build rigs, organize assets, almost everything. So some users immediately imagined a future where Claude could sit on top of Blender, almost like an AI assistant. Like you can ask it, make me a cyberpunk alley, or generate 20 variations of this environment, or maybe set up a lighting rig and render passes automatically. And to a lot of artists, this sounds less like simple support, and more like building deeper AI control over the creative workflow. And honestly, the idea isn't even unrealistic anymore, because Blender already supports tons of animation through Python, and there are already some add-ons that auto-generate materials, scatter environments, create procedural buildings, batch render scenes, or read characters with very little manual work. So people naturally start wondering, if Claude becomes deeply connected to Blender's API and scripting system, could artists eventually move from using Blender to mostly supervising AI-generated workflows? For example, instead of manually modeling props, setting up nodes, or organizing scenes, someone could, in theory, describe what they want in a natural language and let the AI handle large chunks of the technical setup, automatically that is. This possibility is exactly why the donation sparked such a strong reaction in the Blender community, because almost no one wants that. On the other side of the debate, a lot of people defended Blender by saying the situation is very different from a normal proprietary software company getting influenced by investors. As you know, Blender is released under the GPL open source license, which basically means the code belongs to the community, not a single corporation. So even if a company donates money, sponsors development, or contributes engineers and developers, they cannot suddenly own Blender or lock the software behind subscriptions. The source code stays public, and anyone can inspect it, modify it, or even fork the project if they strongly disagree with the direction things are going. That's why many Blender users argued that fears of an AI takeover were actually exaggerated, and many pointed out that Blender already received funding from huge companies like Nvidia, Adobe, Epic Games, Meta, Apple, and AMD. Yet, as you know, Blender still remains Blender. The community, the developers, and the Blender Foundation still control the roadmap publicly, and major changes usually go through open discussions. And to be honest, the corporate funding is one of the reasons why Blender evolved so quickly over time in the last decade, which is honestly an important part, helping fund full-time developers and major features like Eevee, geometry nodes, Vulkan work, and simulation nodes. And from that perspective, Anthropic was just another sponsor, not some company secretly buying control of the project. Or is it? Francesco Cidi, the CEO of the Blender Foundation, tried to calm the situation down pretty quickly by publicly saying this is not an AI takeover, and reminded people that Blender's mission is still centered around human creators.
So this is towards helping Blender itself as a software. This is not an AI takeover. No. This is not like, please make sure when you see the news going around on social that you click on the link and read the press.
His point was basically that accepting funding from an AI company does not suddenly mean Blender is turning into an AI-generated content platform. Overnight, that is. Because Blender still exists to help artists, animators, indie developers, VFX people, and even studios create things themselves. He also emphasized that Blender has always worked with large tech companies in addition to sponsors, without giving them any control over the software's direction. I think the interesting and the smart thing in Cidi's response showed that Blender leadership actually understood that this wasn't just a technical discussion, it was emotional too. A lot of artists are already nervous about AI flooding creative industries, so even seeing an AI company associated with Blender triggered fear about where things could go in the future, by publicly saying Blender remains focused on human creativity. And the Blender Foundation was basically trying to reassure the community that the software wouldn't suddenly abandon its values that made people trust it in the first place. Now, what a lot of people don't realize is that there is a whole new level to big companies intervening with open source projects. I mean, in this new AI era. For example, projects like PyTorch, TensorFlow, and Hugging Face. And what makes them interesting is that they are technically open source, but the scale of AI development is now so massive that only the giant companies can fund the infrastructure behind them. And this is what I personally believe companies like Anthropic would target. And here's the thing, PyTorch started inside Meta platforms, and TensorFlow came from Google, and Hugging Face grew into a central hub backed by huge investments and partnerships with companies like Amazon, Google, Nvidia, and Microsoft. So even though the code is public and communities contribute, these corporations often control the cloud infrastructure, the development funding, research direction, optimization tools, and everything else the ecosystem depends on. That's why some developers say modern AI open source feel different from the older open source movements, like Blender, Linux, or GIMP. And in traditional open source, communities often drive the direction first, while corporations join later. That's why I think it seems unlikely that these AI companies are going to take over software such as Blender anytime soon. And there you have it, guys. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, please subscribe to the channel to receive more videos like this. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.